Marlo Thomas, the star of the classic TV series That Girl, helped her create the Thanks and Giving campaign in 2004 to support St. Jude's, which provides free cancer care to every child in that hospital. That hospital, of course, was founded by legendary entertainer and her father, Danny Thomas. Marlo, thank you so much for everything you do and for your time today.
Thank you, Rudy. I'm excited to be here. It was actually 60 years ago that my father founded St. Jude. And, he founded it on a very important promise that no family would ever pay St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. That was a big, expensive promise, and we've kept that promise for 60 years. And one of the great things about coming out this time of year and talking to people like you is to remind the audience that this is a time of year, the thanks and giving time, to give thanks for the healthy kids in your life and give the gift of a lifetime, because you really are giving a lifetime back to a very ill child. And it's a very successful program, and it's necessary because we're so unique. We don't have any paying customers, and we're not for profit. So we're very dependent on our donors. In fact, 90% of our funding comes from our donors. That's a huge amount, and we're very grateful for that. But they know that we're the real deal. When you've been out there for 60 years, people know you're the real deal. So we've saved so many children's lives. And my father also promised that we would send all of our medical breakthroughs out to the scientific and medical community worldwide, which we do. And we've also expanded our mission this year. We've partnered with WHO, the World Health Organization, and we've invested $200 million in sending drugs, life-saving drugs, to the children in the low-income and middle-income countries who are very ill and would not ever receive these drugs and save their lives. We're very proud of that. It was an important part of expanding our mission.
As far as St. Jude's being founded in 1962, right before you found success with That Girl, how do you think having the hospital within your family, having your dad's mission kind of changed you as an actress, changed you as a person, and, especially this many years later, still making a difference in the world?
But what really changed me, Rudy, was after my father died and I began to help out. Up until then, I was just sort of, he used to call me his bonus kid, because I would travel around the country and pick up a check or make a speech when he couldn't do it. But after he passed away, I started going to St. Jude just a little bit. I was going to help a little bit. But I got so hooked in by seeing the children and their parents and seeing a kid who was really sick. And then a year later, seeing that kid go home. Once you see that magical difference, it really hooks you in. I thought to myself, I have to be a part of this, of helping families all be able to take their child home. And so that's where it's coming from me. And it's changed me as a person, absolutely.
Amazing. And then the final thing here, your dad credits Chicago for, for the beginning part of his success. Phil Donahue, your husband, obviously, had a long running show here, based in Chicago for a big amount of time. What does the city mean to you and your family?
Well, my gosh, Chicago was the birth of Danny Thomas. My father was named Amos Jacobs, and when he got to Chicago, he changed his name to Danny Thomas because he was embarrassed about the little club he was playing, and he didn't want his family to know. And then he became this big hit. And of course, my husband did his second decade of his show in Chicago, and that's where we met. So it'll always be the place that has my heart, because that's where I met the man of my dreams, so right there on television. So Chicago's very important to me and my family.
Marlo, happy holidays, and thank you so much for everything that you do with St. Jude's.
Thank you, Rudy.
stjude.org is where you can go ahead and find more information on giving back this holiday season. And Marlo, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.